Two, check. All right, and we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to now the Left Lane podcast. The left lane being the fastest lane on the highway. I'm your host, Sean Urban, and there's a lot of NASCAR drama I've been waiting to cover over the summer. So, first things first, the playoff grid has been set this year with 16 drivers along with 18 different winners, which is tied for the most winners all time in a season since around the 1950s or early 60s. And the current playoff grids includes Hendrick drivers Chase Elliott, William Byron, Kyle Larson, and Alex Bowman. Joe Gibbs drivers Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Christopher Bell. Trackhouse Racing drivers Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain. Penske drivers Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney, and Stewart Haas Racing drivers Kevin Harvick, and Chase Briscoe. And I think that covers there. Oh, and Richard Childress Racing drivers Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon. And RCR has been the main highlight this week. Speaking of Richard Childress Racing, it was announced earlier on Tuesday that Kyle Busch will be switching over from the number 18 car of Joe Gibbs Racing, departing a 15-year tenure with the Toyota Racing Development Team and going over to the Chevrolet team. RCR appears great on form within the last couple weeks, with Tyler Reddick coming out swinging in the 4th of July race at Road America, as well as taking a win at the Indianapolis Road Course in dominating fashion, scoring pole. Austin Dillon squeezes his way into the playoffs at the Daytona season finale, with Truex falling out and missing the playoffs by 2 points as Ryan Blaney squeaks his way in as Austin Dillon becomes victorious at the Coke 400. That is his second win at the Daytona International Speedway, following wins in the Daytona 500 and, of course, this year. And yeah, originally the only real history between RCR and Kyle Busch was when RCR actually when Richard Childress punched Kyle Busch in the face, I think at a truck race in Kansas around 10 years back, and he asked Kyle, "Hey, can you hold my watch for me?" And that's a watch. And Kyle Busch's main goals in mind is family, because at the ceremony at the unveiling at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, where it was announced that Kyle Busch would drive for Richard Childress, he handed his son Brexton, who is currently racing dirt midgets in North Carolina and Las Vegas, giving him a contract to race in the future for RCR. So his future is pretty much secured. Kyle Busch's truck team, KBM, will be switching to the Chevrolet Silverados in the Truck Series. And overall, the situation, RCR has been in the spotlight a lot for the summer. It was announced that Tyler Reddick will be driving for 2311 in 2024, and there was hard feelings because Richard Childress had built that team up around Tyler Reddick. They were going to be their future star, probably the greatest young talent since Kyle Larson. And the statement on Richard Childress Racing was, "We're happy and good luck to Tyler Reddick," but with a little pettiness saying this statement could not be announced at a worse time. And so a little hard feelings. And even though Richard Childress wants Tyler Reddick out of the number 8 car, he was mad. He was like, "You know what, just go get out." I thought that Reddick was going to take a sabbatical for a year and go back racing in 2024 with 2311, but with Kyle Busch going to the 8 car, that leaves Ty Gibbs, who is the grandson of Joe Gibbs, the owner of Joe Gibbs Racing, to drive Kyle Busch's number 18 car. And they're going to have to scramble for finding sponsorship. And Gibbs is losing a lot of drivers in the Xfinity Series. Brandon Jones, who ran the number 19 in the Xfinity Series, will be driving the number 9 for Junior Motorsports in said series. And it's just been a lot of scramble for Toyota to find replacements for who they think their best drivers, because they had to let go Riley Herbst in 2020, and now that they had to let go Brendan Jones, they're just scrambling to find drivers and sponsorships, and it's a bit chaotic at Joe Gibbs right now. And some playoff drama coming from that too. So far, there has been no playoff drivers that has won in the playoffs so far. Eric Jones won the Southern 500, which was the opening playoff race. He was currently 20th in the standings at the times and was not able to capitalize on Daytona for getting wrecked out in the big one. Chase Elliott wins the regular season finale and locks it up at Watkins Glen. He got his fancy trophy and 15 playoff points, which are crucial because he wrecked out around halfway in the Southern 500. He wrecked out after a collision with Chase Briscoe. He backed into the wall and ended up coming back up and slamming right into it, and that ended his day early. And currently, the cutoff points in the playoffs right now, Christopher Bell remains the only driver to be locked in. So currently on the cut line, it's Kyle Busch in 13th -2, Austin Dillon in 14th -3, Chase Briscoe -9 in 15th, and Kevin Harvick has just had the worst luck with his car catching on fire and spinning out twice in Kansas. It's just been, and Harvick has been coming out swinging. This is his best season since 2020, going winless in 2021. He won back-to-back races towards the end of the regular season with a win in Michigan and a follow-up win in Richmond the next week. And so Bell remains the only driver to be locked in. Currently, the playoff standings: second, William Byron; third, Denny Hamlin; fourth, Joey Logano; fifth, Ryan Blaney; sixth, Alex Bowman; seventh, Chase Elliott, who is just clinging on to his playoff points for dear life. In the eighth seed is Kyle Larson; ninth is Ross Chastain; 10th is Daniel Suarez; 11th is Tyler Reddick; and 12th is Austin Cindric, who has begun to slowly work his way up into the round of 12, even though I considered him to be a round of 16 elimination. A lot of shockers. Kevin Harvick's the only one who's gotten multiple wins this year who has just had horrible luck. And speaking of multiple wins, this year, Bubba Wallace has become the most successful African-American driver in NASCAR history, becoming the only one to score multiple wins. There was Wendell Scott, but he scored his only win. I don't know the Speedway, but he did get a win in the early 60s. And yeah, Bubba Wallace is the most successful African-American driver in NASCAR right now. And speaking of playoff drama with crashes and team drama and silly season and stuff like that, the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series schedule has been announced. So the schedule includes February 5th, we will return to the LA Coliseum racing inside the stadium for the Clash. February 16th, we'll follow up with the duels, and then Sunday, February 19th, we'll also return with I believe, one of the 60th running of the Daytona 500. And 2023 will be NASCAR's 75th year as an organization official. And so, yeah, happy 75 years NASCAR. February 26th, we'll follow up at Auto Club Raceway for starting off the West Coast swing with March 5th, Las Vegas, and then rounding off March 12th at Phoenix Raceway. And March 19th for St. Patrick's Day weekend, we'll go over to Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we'll head out west once again for Circuit of the Americas in Texas, the Formula One racetrack that will host the United States Grand Prix in October of this year, and as well as following up in 2023. Next up, we got short track changes of 3 short tracks in a row. The dates were mixed around, with April 2nd coming at Richmond. April 9th will be Bristol Dirt around Easter weekend, and April 16th will round out at Martinsville Speedway, and hopefully they'll have a lot of aero dependencies sorted out, and hopefully they'll change the compound and remove the splitter so that it's not too easy to drive at Martinsville. April 23rd, we go to Talladega Super Speedway, following up with Dover Motor Speedway, and we will head out to the Promised Land in Kansas Speedway, and then we'll head back out to the East Coast and round out the throwback weekend race at Darlington for the Goodyear 400. And for the first time since 1996, the Cup Series will return to North Wilkesboro Speedway for the NASCAR All-Star race that Texas has officially lost that day, even though they will have a playoff race. Texas has now been relegated to a single race this season rather than 2, as Texas slowly begins to be phased out, and actually they're going to demolish Texas and try to reconfigure it, likely to a super speedway configuration or probably a short track, since Marcus Smith has talked about there being not a future with IndyCar. So hopefully IndyCar also races there. I would love to see some NASCAR IndyCar doubleheaders. And then after North Wilkesboro Speedway, we'll head out to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coke 600, which was an absolute banger. A lot of close racing. saying you can look up the highlights online. Then we'll head out to Worldwide Technology Raceway or Gateway Motorsports Park. Then June 11th, we'll hit Sonoma. June 25th for Father's Day, we'll hit Nashville's. Actually, we'll be skipping Father's Day. We'll be out at the following weekend at Nashville Super Speedway. July 2nd for the 4th of July race, the Chicago Street Course will replace Road America. And then July 9th, we'll head back for Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Quaker State 400. And July 16th, we'll be back at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, which this year, New Hampshire Motor Speedway was on my birthday. It was a great race, great atmosphere. I met Bob Proctor, who was a pretty good reporter, and he gave me some advice on what to do and if you want to pursue a career in NASCAR. First, you gotta, you're just working your way up, but in order to go for NASCAR long term, you need to pursue other mediums like IndyCar or IMSA, and hopefully they'll see that you'll be able to work with other series, or if you play a sport, go into some minor league football news broadcasts, because players provide valuable feedback and details because they were the ones that were on the field, and then the ones that fought there, they know all the plays, tactics, tackles, all the stuff for football. And yeah, people like that provide valuable feedback. And then following New Hampshire, we'll be out at July 21st, 23rd, Pocono Raceway. July 30th, ending in July, will be at Richmond Raceway. They have mixed the dates around for Richmond. August 6th, we'll be at the Michigan International Speedway. August 13th, the Indianapolis Road Course. August 20th, Watkins Glen. And for the regular season finale, August 26th, we'll be at Daytona once again. In the playoffs, September 23rd, Darlington. September 10th, Kansas. September 16th, Bristol. And then for the round of 12, September 24th, Texas Motor Speedway. October 1st, Talladega. And October 8th, the Charlotte Roval. And for the round of 8, we'll have October 15th, Las Vegas. October 22nd, Homestead, Miami. October 29th, Martinsville. And for the championship finale, for the third year in a row, we will be at Phoenix Raceway. And I hope to get out this year for Pocono, since it's around a 4-hour drive. It's about as close to me as Dover was, and I really hope to get out there since it's really close. I have a lot of family in Pennsylvania and stuff. And the playoffs have been shaping up to be pretty entertaining. NASCAR has also released a show called Race for the Championship that takes place in the 2022 season so far. The first 2 episodes take place in the Clash and the Daytona 500. And if you would like to watch the show tonight, you can tune into USA Network at 10 o'clock, where they will be showing the race at COTA, where they will show off the drama that unfolded, and as well as Ross Chastain's first career win, and showing a lot of light in Trackhouse. One week, the first two episodes, Penske has stolen the show with wins at the Clash and the Daytona 500, as well as drama between Ryan Blaney and Austin Cindric. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to cover. A lot of playoff drama. Bristol will be Saturday night under the lights around 9 o'clock to round out the round of 16, and I will be back with that next week. It's good to be back in the studio for the first time since May in a brand new renovated WIUR. We have been rebranded to Iona University, and I look forward to coming in here weekly and reporting on the latest NASCAR drama. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Take care.